Hi, my name's Perry Taylor. I'm the best friend of Malcolm Hume, who just brought out this fantastic book called Eric and the Woolly Jumpers. I'm down here in southwest France to meet him and ask him a few questions about why, who, and where, and even when. Mally move.
Good.
So Mally, where did you get the idea for the book?
Well, the germ of an idea, it's not very nice really, but I was at Dublin Airport with some friends years and years and years ago, and we were right by the runway, and there, lying at the side of the runway like that, was a dead sheep. And being the sick sort of mind that I've got, I thought, his parachute didn't open. And then I thought, it's quite a nice idea, parachuting sheep.
Yeah.
So I just developed from there, and it took me years to actually have the courage to put pen to paper and actually try and write something. And from that germ of an idea came Eric and the Woolly Jumpers.
So who are Eric and the Woolly Jumpers?
Well, Eric and company are obviously sheep, but I wanted them to have sort of the characteristics of people from the past or still living that I really admire. And there's clues to who they are in the symbols on their coats.
And what about the Silvery? That's a real character. Silvery.
Well, I wanted to have a character that was otherworldly. So I came up with a Silvery, who's an out-of-body being, and one of his amazing talents is he can travel by thought.
Wow.
And I've just thought of something.
Where'd he go? Where'd you go?
I just thought I'd change my shirt. But as regards Silvery's character, he's been on his own for 4 billion years. And to say the least, he's a bit eccentric, and some people might say, if you know the word, he's bonkers.
Yeah, he certainly comes across that way, yeah.
But lovable bonkers. So he's just a nice, kind, out-of-body being.
Brilliant. And of course, the larger-than-life Cyril.
Well, when I wrote the book, Cyril started off in my head as a very small character. He's very colourful, very vain, very arrogant.
A bit like your hat, Mally.
I'm not wearing a hat, Perry.
No, of course you're not, Mally. Anyway. Yeah.
And he's very colourful, very vain, very arrogant, but he comes good and he finds himself. But he grew, as I wrote the book, as a character, he got bigger and bigger. It was quite weird.
And a few other great characters in there. There's, the extraordinary Merle Boab. Tell us about him.
Well, dear Merle, well, he's a Rastafarian cheeky chappy. He's the naughty boy of the group. He's a bit irreverent, funny, sings lots of songs, keeps everybody cheerful, and has a terrible fear of heights. So he's not very good in a plane.
It's not all rosy in the garden, though, is it? Because then you've also got the evil Walter Strumpf.
Yeah, I've kind of modelled Walter Strumpf on an amalgam of all the dictators from the past with their garish uniforms and their medals and their bright blue uniforms and things like that. And they look like figures of fun, but actually they're not. They're really very, very, very wicked, evil people. Mm. So I'm kind of trying to get both those things across.
So he's the alter ego to Eric and the Woolly Jumpers?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. He's not a very nice person, even if he looks ridiculous.
So who are all the Woolly Jumpers?
The rest of the lads start with Nabi Stolu. He's the athlete. He's the really strong guy. He goes out and does things. He's a doer. He doesn't say much, but he's a tough cookie.
Quick on his feet.
Very quick on his feet. And then we've got Bardi Thron, who at the beginning of the book feels himself to be absolutely useless because he doesn't have a purpose. But he finds one because he's a pilot. Oh. And parachutists need a pilot and they need a plane.
True.
And they find one in a very funny way, but they find one.
And but two of the real heroes of this story.
Well, there are two really, Pez. There's Teen Sign the scientist. He's a bit eccentric, grand experimenter, lots of which go wrong, lots of explosions, doesn't get everything right, but he gets more right than he gets wrong. He's the founder of the group, he's the first one, and without him, none of the things that they get up to could really happen.
So he's like the gadget man, is he?
He's a combination of Q and M from James Bond, yeah, okay. Kind of on those lines. And last but by no means least, of course, is Eric. He's the last of their kind, grows into his role of being a leader, and leads them all to wherever they go, and you have to read the book to find out.
Great. Mally, why do you keep changing hats? This is ridiculous. It's really put me off here.
No, I don't. I've only got one hat, and I've lost that. You know the hat I love. I lost it about a week ago. I haven't got any hats.
I'm sure you keep changing hats, mate.
Perry, I've been sitting here without a hat Please, it's ridiculous. I've only got one hat and I've lost it.
You put me off. Anyway, next question. Then we have the anagrams.
Organograms.
Organograms.
Which are even better. I just like playing with words. I mean, there's parts in the books when there's a sort of numerical firework display where you can use the words that start with the same letter, like fiery formulas, fizz forth, and things like that. And I like anagrams because it means you've got to think about who the characters are.
It's also a bit of
And
a
it's just
tongue
fun.
twister there, isn't it?
It's easy for you to say, but yes.
So when's the book coming out?
Sorry. Hopefully, no. Hopefully it'll be available in a couple of months. It's 10th of August today, and it'll be available on www.thewoollyjumpers.com. And if it works really well, perhaps in shops afterwards, but available on the website.
Woollyjumpers.com. Okay.
Woollyjumpers.com with 2 L's for woolly.
Okay. And 2 O's.
For woolly.
Ah.
And 1 J for jumpers.
Oh, good. Thanks, Mally. I enjoyed that.
My pleasure, Perry. Thank you.
So, Mally, what was that about all those hats? What were you doing?
I wasn't wearing a hat, Perry. You know it.
You were wearing a hat.
Perry, I was not wearing a hat.
I mean, that pirate hat. What was that on?
This is ridiculous, Perry. I didn't wear a hat.
I'm a serious film. I'm a serious person.